What's going on YouTube? Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to do a video on basically what would happen if your entire store sold in a day. How many days would it take you to ship everything? And then I'll go over some of the items that I've sold and listed this past week. So stay tuned. But I totally forgot about this video from my childhood. It is hilarious. You got to watch it. But again, imagine this is your eBay store and these guys are shopping in it. Anyways, for some reason in my brain, I thought there was something about Kmart Blue Light Special in that movie Police Academy, but there's not. But I sold, sorry, I sold a Kmart pin for decent money. Here it is, Kmart's Chairman's Award Customer Care. And again, like you younger folks that if you watch these videos, you probably have no idea what Kmart is, but it was a big deal back in the day, way before Sears bought them and all that good stuff. And it's kind of sad, like we don't have Kmart's anymore. We just have Walmart. Um, but anyways, let's get to the video. So I did a thing here because I've watched some other YouTubers and it's like, man, some of these guys have like humongous stores, like 40,000 plus items. And it's funny too because like I'm not gonna mention names because I don't want to get in trouble, but a couple of these guys I watch on YouTube, they have like 40,000 plus items in their store. One guy like sells, like music, CDs, hats, T-shirts, which is fine, but it's like it's crazy because he only seriously has like 40,000 items in a store, and he might in a single day sell, 10 to 15 items, which when you think about it, that's not a lot if you have 40,000 items listed. And then there's another guy that literally lists like stuff that the older generation that is dying collects, like, antique postcards and buttons and just like really nichey antique stuff, which is fine. Like I watch his channel to kind of educate myself on it in case I ever do run into that, Civil War era gold button that's worth like $100 I can get for $1. I'm never gonna find that in my life. But um, I just noticed too, like that guy's got like 40,000 plus items, and he maybe in a week sells like 10, 20 items, which is like sad. So then I was thinking, and I've sent things to their channel. I'm like, hey man, like what if everything in your store sold like today? And let's say they're not really organized because a lot of these videos you watch, there's like just a pile of boxes and junk because they're listing every day. Like they're working really hard, but it's just like, dude, what if everything in your store sold um, in a single day? Like, okay, let's say it takes you 5 minutes total, right? Or let's say 2 minutes. Let's say you're really organized. You know where everything is. You print all the labels. And let's say it takes you 2 minutes, which is BS. It takes you at least 5 minutes if you're fast to figure out what's sold, go and find the item wherever you have it stored, get the box for it or the envelope, print the tag, put the tag on the item, make sure the item's properly secured, and then put it in your shipping bag or whatever you like. I have a bag and I take it to the post office. So I'm thinking like, dude, if you had like 40,000 items, it took you 5 minutes per item. Again, like let's say their entire store sold out. That's 200,000 minutes. There are 60 minutes, an hour. Or I'm sorry, let's do the math. So let's say 40,000 items sell in a day at 5 minutes to actually ship the 40,000 items. That's 200,000 minutes um, divided by 60, which is 60 minutes in an hour. And then you got 24 hours in a day. Take them literally 6 months to ship absolutely everything in their store. And they would basically like, what would happen? Seriously, like, what would happen if you sold everything in your store? So, those of you that watch my channel, again, some of you sell on eBay, some of you don't, but um, dude, look at your store. Like, look at how many items you have. Like, how long would it take you? Let's say today, someone came in your eBay store, like, let's say like Mr. Beast or someone with like $1 billion, and just wanted to make a content video and absolutely destroy someone, that sells on eBay and also goes on YouTube. And then one day they come out and be like, everything sold in my store. Oh my God, what am I going to do? I can't ship everything and it's going to take me 6 months to sell, to ship everything out. I'm going to lose my mind. Well, so think about that. So look at your store. Look at how many items you have in your store. First of all, it's a good thing to think about because it could happen. Or like, what if everything you're listing is selling really quick, which is not the case in real life. But let's say it is. Let's say you found like 100 killer items. You listed them all cheap. They all sold in a day, dude, and you have like a real job that you have to do, for your job. There's no way. There's no way to be able to ship it. So I wanted to show the example in my store and also show you guys what I recently sold and some of the items that I've listed. Because I'm still like an everything seller. I still have been listing things throughout my house, but I noticed and I've been having garage sales every weekend too. Because dude, I got so much stuff and I don't want to just donate it. Like I want to try and sell it myself, right? Just to kind of go through the experience, as the seller, not the buyer. So, anyways, this is these are the 1,611 items I have listed in my store, and I have been on eBay for over 20 years. This is my store here, and there's going to be a link to it in the video. And anyways, the last my goal is like every day to sell at least $100 worth of stuff on eBay. So guess what? You gotta like list at least 100 to 200, $300 worth of items per day to get $100 on average in sales. So eBay's been kind of broken. Like today, I have no sales, and it's like 4:30 already on a Monday. But yesterday we did really well. When I say we, myself, $333 on a Sunday, and then 76 bucks on a Saturday, 89 Friday, and Thursday. So, anyways, the last 3 days I'm up like 10%. Great. So I'm definitely hitting my $100 a day sales goal. But I just thought to myself, it's like, man, like what if everything I listed, like everybody loves and everybody bought it in a day? So I'm going to do my own calculations. So I'm an everything seller. So it could be a doll, it could be a little coin, it could be, I don't have a lot of big stuff anymore in my store, which that's a nightmare. Like just packaging a big item, like if you're not used to doing that every day, it'll take you way more than 5 minutes because you want to box it up nice, right? You want your buyer to have a good experience, especially like if it's glass or something like or a figurine, like you don't want it to break. So you got to like package it, so it takes a little longer than 5 minutes. And then like, dude, if you don't have like the proper box, then you got to like custom make a box. That I saw the other day, dude, it took me like 20 minutes to like box up an item. And at the end of the day, like the item was worth, whatever, 50 bucks. But I was just like, dude, it took me a long time to box it up, but I wanted to make sure it arrived safely. So, anyways, that's just me. And my store setup is if something sells, I have to ship it like that day. Like I have until the next day to literally go to the post office, have it scanned, because people are expecting that item, and that's just the way I've set it up. So I'm not like, oh, you sell it, and then in 3 days I'll decide to ship it to you. No, dude, if you buy something from me, I'm gonna ship it out right away. So, anyways, I have 1,611 items in my store. So let's say it takes me 5 minutes per item, which is 8,055 minutes. Um, it's a lot of minutes. And anyways, it if with no sleep, if I sold absolutely everything in my store today, so all these lovely items that you're seeing on your screen, if and they're all different. We got a vacuum, we got some headphones, we got a jacket, we got a F1 racing suit for a kid, we got jeans, we got a watch, we got a knife, we got a purse, we got a Batman toy, we got a Brat style skirt. I know where all this stuff is. Like that's the good news. I'm very organized, but dude, if all this stuff sold, it literally would take me with no sleep like 5.5 days to ship out absolutely everything in my store. And dude, I would definitely like as a seller, like it's not like I have a box and an envelope for every single one of these items. Like I have shipping supplies, but I have shipping supplies based on like worst case if I sold like 10 or 12 items a day, which is a lot. Like last weekend, I had really awesome weekend in sales, which I'll show you here. Look at that. Friday, 135 bucks. Saturday, 391. Sunday, 421, and Monday, 229. So like I didn't even get a chance to take a break. Like I literally brought like three of those like these big giant bags, and I kind of like reinforce it with some plastic, like a plastic bin underneath. So, if you're putting boxes or envelopes, they don't slide all around. But anyways, I took like three giant bags to the post office Monday, and I was like, dude, that's a lot of work. So I don't know how you big resellers do it. Again, maybe you have a team, maybe you have help, but man, if I sold like 100 items in a day, dude, that would take me like all day to ship it out. And then it's like, how do you then source more items? How do you then list more items? You're spending your entire day preparing your shipments. So I guess it's a good problem to have, but definitely check out your own store and see like, okay, first of all, let's if everything's sold in a day, what would you do, right? Like, do you have enough shipping supplies? Probably not. Do you even have enough like printer paper or labels? Like if you dude, I do the printed on my black and white laser printer, which prints really fast, but I cut all my labels by hand and then I tape the label onto the box. I don't want to buy a thermal printer thingy. I don't want to buy special labels for the print. I don't want that printer breaking. Dude, I got my tried and true brother printer. I've had it for over 10 years. I think I'm on my third model. It's this thing is a tank and I just have to get regular printer paper. Yeah, I got to invest in some tape, but it's like for me if you're shipping at max like 10 items a day, it's fine. Like, you get all your labels together and you can cut like all the labels at the same time, two labels print per page. But I was just thinking like, dude, like what would you do, right? Like what if everything's sold in your store? So anyways, these are my active listings. So these are my items for sale that I've gotten up. And we'll stop at the Kmart one because that's about as much stuff as I've listed in the last 7 days. So got some Kmart pins up, which led me to that Police Academy video. It's so funny. Um, Found some sunglasses, found this really cool dog shirt. This toy, I was cleaning out my grandson's toys, getting rid of his baby toys and listing those at the garage sale. A few of them sold, but definitely purged his toys because he's no longer playing with baby toys even though he's 3. Found this Bratz doll dress on the floor, which is actually a valuable dress. Um, the Batman piece. Found this purse in the garage when I was having my garage sale. I noticed I had a few bins of actually really good stuff that are just way too high value of an item to sell at a garage sale. Because, dude, when people are coming to a garage sale, they're not bringing $50 to buy a purse. Okay, they're gonna maybe spend 5, maybe spend 10, maybe spend 15 on a purse, but no one's like, oh, I got hundreds of dollars in my pocket coming to a garage sale. Like that's not real life. So you don't want to like put really high end items in your garage sale. I mean, you can have a few to get people interested, and you can list it, locally, but you're way better off selling it on eBay. Found this really cool pocket knife that actually was a buy that came with these watches, and the Seiko watch right here sold. That was part of that lot. That was a really cool deal. So I knew this one would sell fast, even though like it works, but it kind of like doesn't work. So I sold it for parts for $40, but I got like $3.75 into that watch, and I had actual fun. I know this can sound weird. I had fun cleaning this watch. So I took it all apart, separated the quartz movement. I used a toothpick to get all. Dude, this watch was filthy. I was gonna do a video on it, but then I was like, I didn't want to do a video on a watch restoration because there's way better watch restoration videos on YouTube. But I actually enjoyed cleaning this watch, and then it was rewarding to get $40 for it, which is awesome profit, right? It's that 10x, right? You got $4 into something, you get 40 for it. So even like after eBay fees and everything. But this is how like I take my pictures of my watches when I sell them. And this one was actually working, but like the stem was weird. It was like when you take the stem and the crown out, it wasn't working properly. Like you could only set the actual date. You couldn't really set the watch itself, which I still did. But anyways, I'll leave that up to the next guy. I was like done problem solving it. Um, I found this. This was in all my glass. So we had this in our curio cabinet when we had a fancy dining room, and we had that, the traditional dining room with a hutch, that's a glass hutch, and you put all your like your fancy stuff in there, your your silver 925 silver, or you put like your glass, candy bowl dishes and all this stuff like realistically like nobody uses anymore. So I have all that stuff still bagged, and I noticed this little castle. I was like, man, this thing's kind of cool. I definitely didn't buy it. I don't know where it came from, but it sold for $60, and it's a vintage crystal world made out of North Carolina. And you can always spot these. First of all, they're absolutely beautiful. And as you're like turning it, it like changes colors even under normal light. But this NC stands for North Carolina. So if you see that on a Crystal Castle, and some of these are worth like 800 bucks. This one I sold really fast for 60 because I'm like, okay, out of all the glassware, and seriously, I got a big tote filled with all this glassware, nice stuff. This was like the coolest piece, and it's small, right? I hate shipping big pieces of glass. And when you put big pieces of glass on a grass, it's like, dude, nobody cares about that table because it's like, what do they need another tchotchke to put in their cabinet? Again, maybe I should try it. I still have a bunch of it, but again, I don't know what to do a lot. A lot of his stuff's like actual real crystal. So, anyways, I sold it for 60 bucks. It sold within a day. Super excited about that. The watch I listed sold within a day. So there's my 100 bucks in two items. Bam, done. This shirt I picked up for $2. That was an estate sale. This shirt here I actually thought this shirt is a jersey, so it's a real Blackhawks jersey. And this is gonna sound funny, but I bought it from my neighbor across the street. His name's Larry. He's like the guy that's been in the neighborhood forever, right? He like watched all the houses being built, blah blah blah. He's a good guy. So as I'm having my garage sale, he's like, I want to put some stuff out. Do you mind? I'm like, no, man. Like, take advantage of the marketing. Like, I list this on garagesalefinder.com. We're off of a busy street on Arlington Heights Road, so I put the garage sale signs. I'm like, dude, I don't care. Like, the more people that are having garage sales, like, the better, because then more people will come in. So, anyways, I spotted this, so where I sit in my driveway, I can see his driveway across the street, kind of off to the left. And I was like, I saw this from a far away. I'm like, dude, if that's a real Blackhawks jersey, I wonder what he would want. So, anyways, I was selling stuff that day. He was selling stuff. And I'm like, and I went up to him like, dude, this jersey is really cool. Like, I've never actually owned a Blackhawks jersey. So I'm like, he's like, well, what do you give me for it? I'm like, I don't know. It wasn't in perfect condition. It had, some like pilling and stuff, but it was a real, like it's a legit like Reebok. You bought this at the stadium, and we're in Chicagoland, and I'm like, oh, it's cool. It's made in Canada. So I'm like, I don't know, $10. So I buy the jersey. I wear it the rest of the day for my garage sale because it's kind of cold still, and then I like put it in my closet, and I'm like, why did I buy that? Like, I don't need a Blackhawks jersey. Um, I don't really go to Blackhawks games. I'd rather watch it on TV and spend all the money and go to a game. And my wife would be absolutely bored, going to a Blackhawks game. So I'm like, I'm gonna try and list it. I'm gonna try and list it. So I learned something when I listed it. First of all, it has a fight strap, and if you don't know what a fight strap is, it's really on authentic jerseys where you put this over your pants as a player. So when the other player that you're in a fight with is trying to pull the jersey off of you and pull it over your head, it prevents the jersey from going over your head. Even though like a lot of times you'll still see the jerseys are pretty loose, they'll still go over the guy's head. But dude, if a jersey's over your head and a guy's pounding you in the face, you're both holding on each other, you're like doing this, you need the fight strap, otherwise you can't see and you're just gonna get destroyed. So anyways, long story short, I listed on eBay. It sold for 48 bucks. And I didn't tell my neighbor. I'm like, all right. I'm like, but then I asked him, like, dude, do you have any other good stuff? He's like, oh, I got a basement full of stuff. And I noticed, like, all the older folks that live around me, the one guy, his garage is packed. He can't even park his cars in the garage. It's so packed with stuff. And again, I get it, guys. Like, they got, they're all older, like retired older or still kind of working, but basically retired. They all have like their stuff, their parents' stuff, their grandparents' stuff, their kids' stuff. Like these houses become like hoarder houses, and these people like they have nice lawns, they have nice houses, but dude, everybody's got crap in their house to sell. And I'm thinking like, why don't they just like I'm literally hosting these garage sales. I'm the one out there putting the signs. I'm like literally getting like 50, 60 people a day, right? Like cuz where we live it's a cul-de-sac and it's pretty easy to get to. It's off a main street. And I'm just like why aren't like and I asked him too. I asked my neighbor later. I'm like, "Did you guys ever have like community garage sales where everyone?" And he's like, "Yeah, but no one ever wants to do it. It's too much work." And I get it. Like when you get to a certain age, dude, it's physically taxing on you to A, mentally part ways with certain things that nobody wants, but somebody wants, right? If you do it at a garage sale. And then B, like to physically actually pull those items out, list them, and then have to deal with the public. Like, dude, a lot of people in the Chicagoland area, like, they're not friendly, man. Like, they don't like to talk to people. I'm different. Like, I don't mind talking to people. I talk to people for a living, you know, all that good stuff. So I get it, but I'm just telling you, man, like everybody, including yourself, you look in your house, you have thousands of dollars worth of stuff. The good stuff you put on eBay, the stuff that you you probably have a lot of garbage too, because as I was like cleaning out the basement, clean out the garage, I'm like, dude, look at all this garbage. So I'm like, right there by the garbage can, there's no excuse. So I'm like throwing the stuff away. But there's stuff that I wouldn't even donate. Like I'd feel bad. Has a stain in it or hole in it, dude, it's garbage. Like just toss it. So, anyways, as I'm going through this, I'm listing my other items. I listed all these pins that I got for like 47 cents each. I sold 3 pins this past week. Dude, I found this Joey doll. Now, my grandson was playing with this briefly, and then it was just off to the side. He wasn't playing with it anymore. And this might have been mine as a kid, or maybe my mom picked it up at a grass sale many, many years ago. But I was like, this thing's in great condition. Like, doesn't have stains. I'm pretty sure my daughter's played with it. But I'm like, dude, it's time to go. And I'm not putting a Joey doll that I know is in really good condition. Because even if I put it out at a garage sale for $5, no one would buy it. They would be like, that's a creepy doll from the 70s. But so this type of item, especially Fisher Price, with tags, with the shoelaces, great condition, not stained. His hair looks decent. Dude, he's old. He's older than me. There's the tag here. That's the model number you put on there when you list it. This sold within like 2 days. Yeah, I only got $17.80, but that's better than not getting $5 at a garage sale and someone talking you down to $3, for one of these. So I took the photos, I listed it, and after shipping and everything, maybe cleared $15. But like, who cares? Like, that's free money. Like, that would have ended up being donated. And then it would have got all stained and dirty and then, or thrown in the garbage by my local Goodwill. Oh, check this one out. So as I'm going through bins, I'm like, oh, cool, man. These are actual like beats. And then I'm like, no, no, no. I remember I bought these for my daughter. She still has them. She still owns them, but she's all the way in Florida. And I always would keep the boxes because I realized like anything that's nice that was expensive, like these were like $200-300 headphones when they first came out. Um, People actually buy the empty boxes. It's like, dude, why? It's like, well, because maybe they have a set and now they want to resell it and they know it's worth more if they have the complete box. So this box sold in under 4 days. It's just an empty box and it's for Beats headphones. Yeah, it still has the manual, but there's nothing else in there. There's no electronics. And I just thought it was funny. So yeah, I'll even sell a box and make, I think I made like $8 clear after eBay fees. But these pins, I've been doing a really nice consistent sales on pins. So again, if you can pick up a lot of pins, vintage ones, and not put more than 50 cents into each pin, you can create consistent sales from that. Um, this monkey here, this is funny. So this Bill Hubie style hotel monkey. So I got this on a President's Club trip. It was at the Ritz Carlton, Boca Raton. Beautiful. Now it's. I don't think it's owned by Ritz Carlton anymore. It's just like the Boca Raton Hotel. And this was one of the gifts that was in my gift bag for reaching President's Club. I've had it on my desk. I think it's cool. It holds my pen. But then one day I'm like, dude, I'm tired of looking at this monkey. Like, it's time to go. And I was just curious, like, what is this monkey worth? Again, I look at this thing and stare at this thing every single day. And someone bought it from California. They're like, hey, can you ship it right away? We're going to give it as a gift. And it even has a UPC. It's made in China. It's nothing fancy. But it's sold for $40. Why? Because this thing's probably like $100 at the gift shop. So anyway, someone bought this pen. It's a really nice desk decorating piece. Again, people that work at their desks that make a lot of money, they have everything that they need, and people find it difficult to buy gifts for those type of people. So they'll go on to eBay to buy something like that. So again, it's a cool looking piece. It's solid, so on and so forth. And then my final sale so far, as of this Monday, and again, this sold like in the middle of the night, is this beautiful Morgan silver dollar, 1896 O, which is a very rare date for this type of quality. I know it doesn't look super nice, but it's very, very rare to find any breast feathers on these. And I was so happy when that finally sold because I bought a Morgan silver dollar lot. I think I have like $42 or whatever into this coin. Because again, I bought a lot of coins, so not all of them were this nice or this rare, but that was a huge, huge profit. That was like $150, probably like $136 in profit after like eBay fees and everything on one item, on one coin. And Did it take a while to sell? Not really. Less than a month. So, anyways, but I've while I've been purging and going, having the garage sale, so and going through like seriously like bins of like clothes, and it's like donations from other families for my grandson. Like, dude, he's not gonna wear like this Ferrari. Like, this is a brand new. Check this out. Check this out, guys. This is an actual F1 racing suit. It's for a child of 7 years old. It's made in Italy, and these things are like super high end. Like, this is like professionally made. It's Fila is the brand, made in Italy. Ferrari F1 Racing still has the tag. Like, dude, if you guys find this and it's got, like real patches on it, just like the real racers wear, when these guys are doing F1, F1's big money. It's got Vodafone on it, so I looked it up, and you have to like look up when Vodafone was the sponsor of the Ferrari team at that time, so you can kind of get a genre or an era because your dates are not always going to be on these items. But anyways, like, I'm the cheapest around with this thing on there, 220 bucks. Someone's going to buy this, someone with a lot of money, someone that probably has a Ferrari and has a boy or girl at around age 7, and when they go to their racing event, it'll be really cool if their daughter or their son or grandson has a full-blown racing outfit on. Or maybe a kid wants to use this and actually race in it. There's all kinds of things out there. But this thing was super nice, and I'm like, oh, this is just sitting in a box and nobody cares about it. I'm like, this thing's awesome. Like, someone spent some big money on it. It wasn't me. Or maybe they didn't spend big money. Maybe they found it at a garage sale for $5 or $3. But these things are worth a lot of money. And I'm like the cheapest around right now for listing of a brand new one. Like, even used ones sell for like 200 bucks. So if you find an actual F1 racing suit or even a replica, they're worth some big money. And again, I discounted it a little bit, but yeah, I'm asking a little high on it. But again, someone that's going to buy this probably owns a Ferrari. Dude or gal can afford to spend $220 plus $6 in shipping for something like that. Um, I redid some of the photos. So this Calvin Klein hooded. This is a jacket I bought for my daughter many, many years ago. She doesn't wear it anymore, so I listed that. Y2K shorts. So if you guys have these type of shorts, you older guys, if you have these like sheen, like it's kind of like a shiny material on your shorts, they're all from like 2000 or late 90s. These are super hot right now. The guys that are playing basketball want to wear the vintage stuff. They think it's cool. I think it's junk. But and I've sold this, and it's a dry fit, Nike. But if you see this like older black and gray Nike tag, it's like a 20-year-old short. Still has the strings. I kept good. It's called Hoop Tech. But someone will buy this. Someone is definitely going to buy this. Probably for summertime. There's always people playing basketball, or they don't even play basketball. This is like a hip hop culture type thing, right? Found this Nike jacket. I never wore it. It's a size large. It does fit me, but again, it's from the 90s. I don't even know where it came from, but it's a Nike white tag with a big red swoosh. So those are pretty rare. Again, I could put this out at my garage sale, and someone that recognizes that it's vintage clothes might give me 10 bucks for it. But I'm gonna try and sell it on eBay first. Some nice Techniques headphones that I bought in the 1995. I think I was like 16 years old, so I was driving. I was out and about. I had a job, and I would buy headphones because you can't blast your music at night because your parents would yell at you. So these are my actual personal headphones. So they're broken. They work, but the strap's broken, so I'm selling for parts only for 26 bucks. I found this Shark vacuum part. I got like probably 3 of these. This is the hard floor one. Again, I could have sold this at my garage sale, maybe asked $2 or $3, but then someone specifically has to have this Shark vacuum for it to fit. So you're better off selling something like that on eBay. Do this light bulb. It's like a crystal light bulb. I remember I got this 20 plus years ago. It's heavy. It's a solid crystal light bulb. They don't make these anymore. So someone's got it listed for 25. I put mine at 13, so I'll probably sell it. I listed my old Xbox cords. I don't even have the system anymore. I sold it at my last garage sale, last year in the fall. This huge caulk gun that I bought because I thought I was going to have to do like some paver work at my prior house. I never even used it, and I probably spent 30 bucks plus for this. So this is brand new. I have this listed. AC transformer. My daughter showed up. She's like, "Oh, I heard you're having a garage sale. Here's this cool dress I bought. I don't like it, and it's a size large." So I actually have this hanging in my garage sale for 10, or no, for 15. But I told her I'd list it on eBay too. So that's the thing too. Like when you cross list, meaning you put something at your garage sale, you have to make a mental note. Like, okay, if someone comes to you and says, "I want to buy this at your garage sale," you better make sure you delist it on eBay, because if someone buys it on eBay and you sold it at your garage sale, you can mess up your account. I found this really cool Bose vintage Leeds canvas bag. I used to keep all my paintball stuff in it. So that is a definite rarity. There's Bose travel bags out there, and you had to like use an employee program to get it. But this one is red, which is very rare, very limited, very Y2K, very retro. Found some brand new blades for a Works Blade Runner table that I sold like 3 years ago. I'm like, dude, what the heck am I gonna do with this? It only works with the Works table, and I noticed Work sells them all day, every day for 30 bucks on their website through eBay. So I'm like, I'm pretty sure if the next person that actually needs these blades, they're going to buy it from me because these are all brand new. And then I found this cool Sony. This I got from the Sony rep when I used to sell Sony TVs way back in the late 90s. So this is a cool multi-tool. It's like a Swiss Army knife, but it says Sony on it and it's white. So I'm the only one on eBay with that listed. And then I found this really cool Bose Leatherman style. It's not actual made by Leatherman, but it's like a Leatherman tool, one of those multi-tools. And there's already like 6 watchers on this. I think this is going to sell really, really quick. So you never know what you're going to find in your own house, in your own garage. And yeah, if you're out and about, estate sales, garage sales, you can find that stuff too. But I'm telling you guys, I'm having a lot of fun with eBay. I just figured I'd show you guys like what's sold. I'm still doing $100 a day, and the fact that if everything in my store sold today, dude, or everything sold in my store today, yeah, I'd make like 30 grand. That'd be great, right? It would take me 5.5 days with no sleep to ship absolutely everything. So that's kind of a scary thought. So think about that in your own store. Do you have enough shipping supplies? Do you have enough help or family that could help you? If you had a lot of sales, like all of a sudden your stuff, all of it starts to sell, what are you to do? And then I thought to myself too, like, what would I do with the money? Well, I'd probably pay bills and buy more stuff to sell on eBay and kind of like specialize. But I'm getting to the point on eBay where I'm starting to, I think I'm like 95% done with the stuff around my house, like listing on eBay and being that everyday seller or everything seller. And I would probably concentrate my business more on coins because I do a good job. I'm finding good coins and selling them, and then like pins and watches. I would kind of like just consolidate and specialize in that. Yeah, every now and then, if I found a nice, cool electronic or something out there, because of my background or my knowledge on that, I'd be okay with that. And yeah, video games and vintage clothing if I recognize it, although I'm not really good at that. I've sold enough clothing now where I feel confident. So I would kind of like consolidate to stuff that actually does sell on eBay. So hopefully this video helps you guys out, and hopefully you like the beginning of it. Let me know in the comments if this helps you realize with your eBay store, and if everything sold in your eBay store, how many days, if it took you 5 minutes per item, that's shipping, packaging, listing, not listing, but packaging, putting the label on there, going to the post office, however you do it, how many days would it take for everything in your store to sell? I appreciate you guys watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. And if you want to, check out the next video. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.